Hello? Hey, Mike, it's been 33 years. Give him a break. Just say sorry.
Speed banger back with another banger. We have Shannon Sharpe, Ochocinco, and Joe Johnson reacting to Isaiah Thomas still talk about Michael Jordan. Like, hold on, this been going on for decades. Like at some point you got to ask yourself, is this about the past or is this about something more deeper than that? Because when you really think about it, Isaiah already proved everything on the court. So why does it still feel like he's trying to prove something? So let's get into it. Let's get it.
Isaiah Thomas floated a wild hypothetical about what would have happened if Kevin Durant, not Jordan, had been steering the ship for those iconic 1990s Chicago Bulls teams. I said, Kevin Durant, if you would have played back in our era, you would have put it in your triple post and mid post area, and they would have took Michael Jordan out. You would have played Pippen. You'd have played with Kukoc. He would have had 6 championships. Absolutely. With all them around him, he gets to post up in the mid range. Yeah. I think he could do the same thing.
Hold on. He's saying if Jordan won.
Hold on. First of all, just because KD talented, that don't mean he would have got them championships because he's not the killer. Okay, all due respect, KD could lead a pack of kids to an amusement park. So let's get that out the way. He's not going to win 6 chips if we replace him with Jordan. No way.
On the team and it was KD.
He said if you replace Jordan with KD, they still win 6 championships.
Hey, I have a question, Joe. And before you even answer, Joe, hey, can somebody please explain to me what's the issue with Isaiah Thomas and why he's always jabbing at Jordan and Jordan never respond, but every few months
Jordan ain't gonna never respond.
He always comes back at Jordan with some.
I think Isaiah Thomas probably one of the only cats who got a winning record against Michael Jordan. Okay, Ocho.
It goes back to the dream team.
It goes. Well, yeah, okay. Him not being on.
It's the dream team. Isaiah Thomas should have been on the dream team, no matter what you think. And it was a great team assembled. John Stockton was not better than Isaiah Thomas. Isaiah Thomas was a 2-time champion at the time of the selection. Isaiah Thomas was a 2-time champion and a Finals MVP.
See, honestly, I feel like Isaiah Thomas should let it go because he's already won. Legacy-wise, he's up on Jordan, championships, Hall of Fame, and one of the few players with a winning record against Jordan. So what are we still trying to prove? We all know you should have been on the team, Isaiah. Everybody knows that, so he should just let it go.
And guess what? He beat Magic in Magic's era. He beat Bird in Bird's era. He ended the Big Three Celtics. The Pistons did. Nobody else did. He beat Magic and Kareem and Worthy. He did. He beat Dennis Johnson, Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, Isaiah.
I'm sorry I messed up. Jordan is only here on Isaiah Thomas like this just outside of basketball. But basketball-wise, I think they like this for real.
And the Pistons did that. He had earned the right to be on the 92 Dream Team. But when he walked off the court after Jordan them finally beat them in 91, and he didn't shake Jordan's hand. Now, mind you, if you go back and look, you know where Isaiah and them got that from?
Boston.
What?
The Celtics walked off the court and didn't shake the Pistons' hand. Go back and look it up, and nobody said a mofo word.
It's different when you had Boston was a perceived white team. Detroit was a perceived black team, even though they had white players and black players on each side. The thing is, though, Larry Bird, All-American white boy, was considered leader of Boston, so they can get away with anything, especially back then. Not the black players.
Right.
Go back and look it up. I'm old enough to remember.
Hey, Unc, how many years has it been, Unc?
92 Dream Team. So you look at about 34 years.
34 years. Hey, Joe, maybe I'm tripping. I don't know. But at some point, do we not get over that?
Because Isaiah said I missed out 2 times. I was supposed to be on the 80 team. But guess what? They boycotted Soviet because the Soviets invaded Afghanistan. So in 1980, America didn't send anybody to Moscow. So 94, Jordan was 84. He was already in the league, so he couldn't play.
But hold on, let me stop this real quick. But look, Isaiah beat Jordan when it mattered the most. a lot of people in history can't even say that. So if anything, Isaiah, you got the bragging rights, bruh. You keep revisiting something that you don't need to address. Your greatness will never change. You up there. You can go in any room Jordan can go in, bro. Trust me.
Got to realize Jordan got drafted and still got played because he hadn't played a professional game yet. So Jordan played in the 84 Olympics after already being drafted.
Yeah.
So now he said, this is my one last final chance to get this. I'm an NCAA champion. I'm an NBA champion. I'm a finals MVP. I'm going to be a Hall of Fame.
Dog.
I had Isaiah on the show. I like Isaiah. I don't know if anybody that knows him, but if you be around him, he is so engaging. He is, I mean, he loves sports. He'll talk any sport with you. Football, basketball, obviously he played at a level. He's a top 75. He was a top 50 player.
Real brother, too.
He looks at it like, this man kept me off the dream team. Stockton was not better than Isaiah. I don't care what y'all say. I get it. He played 100 years. He's the all-time assist leader. He's the all-time steals leader. He wasn't better than Isaiah.
I agree with you.
So look, for people that don't know, there's only 3 players in the history of the game as little men. About 6'3" and under, 6'4" and under. That's we ain't counting D-Wade, that has led their team to championships. Well, 2 and 1. Steph Curry, Isaiah Thomas, Allen Iverson went, but he didn't. But he didn't win. It was against Shaq and Kobe when he had no help on his team offensively. But there's only one of 3. He's only one of 3 players that ever do that. He's the second best point guard ever behind Steph Curry. Magic third. Gotta move on. Sorry, buddy.
Put you on that, but I still don't think that Jordan went to the USA commission or whatever and was like, man, look, the only way I play is if Isaiah Thomas is not playing. I don't think he did that. I think due to the Pistons not shaking the Bulls' hand, obviously that came right after that, right? That was that summer, right? Right after that, right?
Yes.
I think everybody who was over like USA, I think they kind of seen that and kind of just put it together. And I think when they came to get Jordan's well wishes to be able to play on the USA team, I think they may have brought it to him before he ever even said something about it.
Well, there are reports out there. I don't know if it's true, but
it's true.
I think Sam Smith wrote it in his book. That's what we reported, said he would play, but you know who couldn't play. So I don't know if that's true. I wasn't there.
Was it smoking?
What is true? What isn't true? Isaiah believed that to be true. Yeah. And you know, sometimes perception is reality, guys. It might not be true, but your perception, that's your reality.
You know what makes it even worse is the fact that Jordan won't respond. Jordan doesn't say anything. He doesn't talk about the issues, and I mean, so that makes it.
See, Jordan can't respond because he's a brand, and brands like that, like they don't need the controversy, they don't need the drama, none of that. So Isaiah's not a brand. So Jordan responding to him is like, what? That's like somebody. That's like Puma talking down to Phil Knight or something like that, the owner of Nike. He's not gonna respond to that. Like, that's beneath him. He's a brand. He don't need that drama.
Worse than at least everybody pondering on what really did happen or what really. I mean, it's crazy that Jordan has said nothing. I think at some point, I'm not sure when, he gonna sit down.
No, he not.
No, Jordan won't.
That man over there run them NASCAR cars. He ain't studying y'all. Talking about some.
Even if he didn't have nothing going on, that ain't who Jordan is.
He ain't gonna never talk about that.
You know how Jordan is?
Yeah.
He just never speak to you again.
That's it, huh?
Cut you off.
He ain't finna go back and forth and get into the media. Bro, do you know how much NBC probably had to pay that man just to get sit down and do those 2-3 interviews that he did with
some M's? Plenty of them.
It's estimated $40 million for 3 interviews, Ocho.
Damn.
That's what's estimated. I don't know that, but that's what people threw out there. But I tell you what, it wasn't cheap.
Nah, of course
he don't talk. Like he don't care to talk.
Yeah.
He talked at an obligation. If you go back and look at it, when he normally talked,
Yeah,
He talked to Ahmad.
Yeah, that was his guy.
yeah.
On NBC, when NBC had the right,
Hey, y'all can go back and look at those interviews with Ahmad Rashad. With Ahmad Rashad, he used to play for the Minnesota Vikings, and he was also married to the actress Felicia Rashad from the Cosby Show. So he always asked Jordan the softball questions. He never threw Jordan hardball questions. So that's why he didn't really talk to reporters much, because the ones he did, he had trusted relationships with, and they'll throw softball questions to him. That's why. Go back and look at that. Inside the NBA with Ahmad Rashad.
he normally sit down and talk to Ahmad. Yeah, he would go to the podium. That he understood that, but he didn't do a whole lot of stuff. I think maybe 1 or 2 times he might have talked to Peter Vesey. I'm not really sure because it's a while, but I know normally when they did an interview, it was Ahmad sitting down with Jordan, especially when it came to maybe All-Star and NBA Finals.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
Ahmad
But-
was his boy.
Yes.
More questions.
Yes.
Well, hell, that means Jordan was probably one of the first players who had that kind of power. The way the players have power today, he had that goddamn power. Probably the only one had that kind of power while he was
Maybe in the media, but he didn't have it on his own team.
That's the only place he didn't have.
Jerry Krause controlled everything.
Man,
Well, you just said the reason that Isaiah wasn't able to play because Jordan probably didn't
But
want him on the team.
They
That's
knew
a
they
lot of
needed
power.
one guy. Yeah, it was great because you needed that one guy.
Right.
yeah,
You needed the logo.
Yes, sir.
That's
they
what
had
you needed.
Jizzle.
Yeah, it would have been great that you could have had all those other guys,
Right.
but you needed that one big joker.
He messed up, y'all. The logo is Jerry West. He's talking about the airness logo. You know, that logo.
That
Yeah,
was it.
Yes, sir.
the
He
star
was-
of the league, bro.
Because you got to understand, coming off his second NBA championship,
Yeah.
he's already I think a 2-time, 3-time MVP,
Yeah,
defensive player of the year. He was the biggest.
Hold on, check it out. Jordan don't have to say, I'm not going to play with Isaiah Thomas if you guys make the dream team. He can just, I guarantee you, he insinuated it or somebody brought up to him. But I guarantee you, if Isaiah Thomas would have played on that team, Michael Jordan would have not played on that team. I guarantee you. They had so much friction back in the day. Like, they hated each other like cats and dogs. So, like, trust me, if Jordan didn't directly say, I'm not playing on his team because Isaiah Thomas, he did it by proxy. I guarantee you.
biggest thing going. And if you want to go globally,
You got
you
to
got
have
to get the biggest star to go with you.
got to be okay. Well, I know. 34 years
Face.
later, though, God,
Isaiah ain't gonna let it go. If you know Isaiah ain't letting it go,
Never.
right.
he's not. Jordan's not gonna respond.
Nope.
I'm telling Zeke, let it go, Zeke. He's like,
No apologies, none of that.
You say no, huh?
mm-mm. Because, and the thing is, I could see if there was something that could be done.
Nothing can be
If
done.
we could
That's what I
reran
understand.
the hands of time, guys, and we go back and put out there, but it ain't nothing can be done.
nope.
Nothing.
It's nothing.
Mm.
Imagine if
The only thing that can be done if Michael Jordan comes out, not necessarily if he apologizes to Isaiah Thomas publicly, because Isaiah was mad about him calling him an asshole as well. He was mad about that when Jordan did the Last Dance. But Jordan has to come out publicly, man, and just apologize to Isaiah, and it'll be over with. But Jordan don't care about none of that, because what Isaiah Thomas eat, it don't make Jordan crap. So he don't even care, man. Jordan's on top of the mountain, dog. He don't care.
I don't know what the crowning achievement would have been like, but to know that you've earned the right to be there.
Right. So what does he want? An apology?
That's what he said. I say Isaiah. I say
He
Zeke.
ain't gonna get no.
That ain't
sir.
coming.
Hey Joe, ain't no scenario you can see with Jordan coming out and
Well,
apologizing?
no,
Dang.
No,
no.
absolutely not.
Mm-mm.
Hell, I mean, you saw even Pip is kind of taking some shots at Jordan. Jordan, man, look here. Jordan in his own little.
Jordan
got
ain't
his
respond to
friends.
Pippen either.
No, I don't think he's gonna.
Hey, if y'all go back and look at my shorts, Jordan's wearing the headphones and he's listening to King Latimer bobbing his head, and you can tell, man, like his social skills is terrible. He's a cornball. I think that like people see right through the fakeness. But go check out my videos. This is one of my shorts. Go look at it. Jordan's a straight cornball.
Well, I didn't know. I thought they were close.
Right.
But from what I've deduced and what I've heard is that they weren't really never close.
Yeah, from listening to Pippen, he will make you think that. But man, I don't know.
I mean, Jordan was always giving him credit. Like I could not have done what I did without Pip. You know, he's always giving him his credit.
Man, hey, listen, Uncle Ocho, if y'all notice, it ain't really too many guys that MJ played with on that Bulls team that really give him props, bro. They really talk highly of him. Like they all kind of take little jabs at him, you know, saying that he was a tough guy to play with. He was a tough teammate, and he probably was all of that.
Asshole.
But the man, he had the fire and desire, bro, to come out and compete night in and night out and put forth his best foot. Like he commanded that guys do the same. That's the thing. Like I think a lot of these, well, not a lot. I think, you know, some of these dudes who are great, they try to get others to match what they're doing, Uncle Ocho, and other guys just can't reach that potential.
That's why it's hard for great players to be
great coaches. Bro. Because what you thinking in your head, you trying to convey it to another guy, and hopefully he can see it the way you see it, and it just happened like
they
that.
Don't see it.
Nope.
Yeah, they don't see it that way.
No, that's why most of your great coaches are average players. Look at Coach Belichick. Look at the really great coaches.
Right.
Steve Kerr.
Steve was not a. I mean, he was a role player. Did his job well. Look at Phil Jackson.
Jerry Sloan.
When you try to get, I mean, I think if you see
Lenny Wilkins was a good. He was a good coach.
Bill Russell,
coach.
He won. He was a player's coach. Casey Jones,
coach,
going to Tom Heinsohn. Tom Heinsohn was a damn great player. People don't realize how great Tom Heinsohn was.
Jason
Milwaukee. Lenny Wilkins. But for the most part, I mean, especially to modern players, because back then, guys listen. These guys
they make too much money nowadays. Yeah, they ain't listening.
These guys ain't listening.
They talking back and everything.
Yeah.
What? That's why I think.
Hey Joe,
I've said this, Ocho. But I've had a conversation with Dick. Like I said, I had him on the pod many years ago, and I've been places where he was and had a conversation. He ain't letting it go. I'm just saying. So if you expect him to let it go, he's not going to let it go, and Jordan ain't going to respond.
Yeah. Well, he's just talking to himself at this point.
He is.